Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Methuen Young People's Theater and our performance this afternoon of Gilbert and Sullivan's Ruddigore. For Ruddigore, Gilbert and Sullivan added a new twist. They have their usual plot elements of hidden identity and romantic triangle, but they added a line of baronets that have been cursed by a witch and some ancestral ghosts that rise up to torment the current baronet. So, it's only September, so we may be jumping the gun a bit on a Halloween theme, but I think you'll find our MYPT ghost really fun. If you be just listening and realizing that I forgot to turn off the exhaust fan, so we will take care of that shortly. So I'll just speak a little bit louder. When Ruddigore opened in 1887, it had a bit of a misfortune. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Thank you to Janet Jaber, who's my backup, and I forget to turn off the exhaust fan. So I was saying when Ruddigore opened in 1887, it wasn't exactly under a curse, but it had a misfortune to open right on the heels of the Mikado, which had been one of Gilbert and Sullivan's greatest successes. The Mikado had gone for a run of over 2 years, some 672 performances. And although Ruddigore was a fine show with nice music and a lot of comedy and fine moments in it, I think it failed a little by comparison to the English audiences. And after a few months, word started circulating that it was actually a failure. Well, that was not quite true. It had quite a good initial run of 8 months, 288 performances, which in those days was a good run. And Gilbert said of Ruddigore that the show put some 7,000 pounds in his own pocket. And if that was a failure, he hoped he'd have many more of them. And just out of curiosity, I went online to look up, and it appears that the buying power of 7,000 pounds in 1887 would be equivalent to some hundreds of thousands of US dollars now. So the show was a tidy success for them. And later in life, Gilbert ranked it as one of his 3 favorite all-time shows of their collaborations. If you do enjoy the show today, as you can see by the gentleman sitting in the chair, we are video recording it, and you can get your own DVD copy. There are order forms at the table in the back of the hall. Also, if you have or know of a youngster who might be interested in being part of MYPT next summer, we also have a sheet at the back of the hall where you can leave contact information, and we'll be glad to get in touch with people about joining us next summer. For a few business items, there will be one intermission. Refreshments will be available downstairs, but we do ask that there be no food or beverage upstairs in the main hall at any time. We ask that there be no flash photography during the performance. And I would note, in the unlikely event of an emergency, there is an emergency exit to your left in the front, as well as the exits at the back of the hall and in the balcony. And now we'd ask, as a courtesy to your neighbors in the audience, please take a moment to turn off cell phones or other devices that might cause a disturbance during the show. Thank you, and please enjoy Ruddigore.
heart free and looks coldly upon her many suitors.
It's very disappointing. Every young man in the village is in love with her, but they are appalled by her beauty and modesty and won't declare themselves. So, until she makes her own choice, there's no chance for anybody else.
This is perhaps the only village in the world that possesses an endowed corps of professional bridesmaids who are found to be on duty every day from 10 to 4, and in at least 6 months since our services were required. The pious charity by which we exist is practically wasted.
We shall be disendowed. The end of it. Dame Hannah, you're a nice, old person. You can marry if you like. There's old Adam, Robin's faithful servant. He loves you with all the frenzy of a boy of 14.
Nay, that may never be, for I am pledged to an eternal maidenhood. Many years ago, I was betrothed to a godlike youth who wooed me under an assumed name. But on the very day of which our wedding was to have been celebrated, I discovered that he was no other than Sir Roderick Murgatroyd, one of the bad baronets of Ruddigore, and uncle of the man who now bears that title. As a son of the accursed race, he was no man for an honest girl. So, madly as I loved him, I left him, then and there. He died but 10 years since. I never saw him again.
But why should you not marry a bad baronet of Ruddigore?
All baronets are bad, but was he worse than other baronets?
My child, he was accursed.
But who cursed him? Not you, I trust.
The curse is on all his line, and has been, ever since the day of Sir Rupert, the first baronet. Listen, and you shall hear the legend. Sir Rupert Murgatroyd his leisure and his riches he ruthlessly employed to persecute his witches. With fear he made them quake, he docked them in his lake, he brake their bones with sticks and stones and burned them at the stake. For he much enjoyed the Rupert Murgatroyd, no sense of shame or pity came to Rupert Murgatroyd. Once on the village green a cows he had he roasted, and what took place I ween shook his composure boasted. For as the torture grim seized on each withered limb, the writhing deep mid fire and flame yelled forth this curse on him. Each lord of Ruddigore, despite his best endeavor, shall do one crime of all, once every day forever. This doom he can't defy, however he may try, for should he stay his hand that day, in torture he shall die. The prophecy he drew, each heir who held the title had every day to do some crime of import vital, until with guilt or pride all sin no more he cried. And on the day he said that say, in agony he died. Thus singing boy, as I Murgatroyd, the sword of all one and only coming Murgatroyd.
Whither away, dear Rose? On some act of charity is thy want.
A few gifts, dear aunt, for deserving villagers. Lo, here is some peppermint rock for old Gaffer Gadby, a set of false teeth for pretty little Ruth Rowbottom, and a pound of snuff for the poor orphan girl on the hill.
Oh, Rose, pity that so much goodness should not help to make some gallant youth happy for life. Rose, why dost thou harden that little heart of thine? Is there none here away whom thou could love?
Even if there were such a one, verily it would ill become me to tell him so.
Nay, dear one, where true love lies, there is little need of prim formality.
Hush, dear aunt, for thy words pain me sorely. Hung in a plated dish cover to the knocker of the workhouse door, with naught to call mine own, save a change of baby linen and a book of etiquette. Little wonder I have always regarded that work as a voice from a parent's tomb. This hallowed volume, composed, if I may believe, by no less an authority than the wife of a Lord Mayor, has been through life my guide and monitor. By its solemn precepts, I have learnt just the moral worth of all who approach me. The man who bites his bread or eats peas with a knife, I look upon as a lost creature. And the man who has not yet acquired the proper way of entering and leaving the room is the object of my pitying horror. There are those in this village who bite their nails, dear aunt, and nearly all are wont to use pocket combs in public places. In truth, I could pursue this painful theme much further, but behold, I have said enough.
But is there not one among them whose fault is in thine eyes? For example, young Robin. He combines the manners of a Marquis with the morals of a Methodist. Couldst thou not love him?
Even if I could, how should I confess it unto him? For lo, he is shy and saith not.
If somebody that chanced to be, who loved me in a manner true, my heart would point him out to me, and I could point him out to you. But hindrances of those who point their manners must be out of joint. You may not point, you must not point. It's manners out of joint to point. Not such as he, some quiet spot he'd take me to, then he could whisper it to me, and I could whisper it to you. But here I find by someone wherein it's contrary to etiquette. Where can it be? Now let me see. Yes, yes, it's contrary to etiquette. If any woman youth I knew, who light and gentle, meet and trim, then I could hint as much to you, and you could hint as much to him. But here it says, its fame is print, it's most unladylike to hint. You may not hint, you must not hint, it says you mustn't hint in print. And if I loved him through and through, true love and not a passing whim, then I could speak of it to you, then you could speak of it to him. But here I find it doesn't do to speak until you're spoken to. Where can it be? Now let me see. Yes, yes, don't speak until you're spoken to.
Little did the good soul think when she breathed that hallowed name of Robin that he would do even as another. But he resembleth the other youths in this village in that he is unduly bashful in my presence. And lo, it is hard to bring him to the point. But soft, he is here.
Mistress Rose,
Master Robin!
I wish to say that it is fine,
It is passing fine.
but we do want rain.
Aye, sorely. Is that all?
Yes, that is all.
Good day, Master Robin.
Good day, Mistress Rose.
I crave pardon. You were about to say.
I would fain consult you.
Truly.
It's about a friend.
In truth, I have a friend myself.
Indeed. I mean, of course.
And I would fain consult you
About him?
about her.
Let us consult one another. I know a youth who loves a little maid, but his face is a sight for to see. Silent is he, for he's modest and afraid, but he's timid as a youth can be.
I know a maid who loves a gallant youth, but she sickens as the days go by. She cannot tell him all the sad truth, but I think that little maid will die.
Poor little man,
Poor little maid,
poor little man.
poor little maid.
Now tell me, pray, and tell me true, what in the world should the young man do? He cannot eat and he cannot sleep, but his face is a sight for to see. Daily he goes for to rail, for to weep, but he's wretched as a youth can be.
She's very thin and she's very pale, but she sickens as the days go by. She cannot tell him all the sad tale, but I think that little maid will die.
Poor little maid,
Poor little man,
poor little maid.
poor little man.
Now tell me, pray, and tell me true, what in the world should the young man do?
If I were the youth, I should offer her my maid, but her face is a sight for to see.
If I were the maid, I should fan his honest flame, but he's bashful as a youth can
If I were the youth, I should speak to her today, but she sickens as the days go by.
be. If I were the maid, I should meet the lad halfway, for I really do believe that timid youth will die.
Poor little man,
Poor little maid,
poor little man.
poor little maid. I thank you because for your counsel true, and tell that youth what she ought to do. Child, I sometimes think if she wasn't so particular, I might venture. But no, even then I should be unworthy of her.
My kind master is sad. Dear Sir Riven Murgatroyd.
Hush! As you love me, breathe not that hated name. 20 years ago, at horror of inheriting that title, and with it the ban that compels all who succeed to the baronetcy to commit at least one deadly crime per day for life, I fled my home and concealed myself in this innocent village under the guise of Robin Oakapple. My younger brother, Despard, believing me to be dead, succeeded to the title and its attendant curse. For 20 years I've been dead and buried. Don't dig me up now.
Dear master, it shall be as you wish. But having not sworn to obey you forever in all things, yet, as we are here alone, and as I belong to that particular good description of to the who's of refreshing novelty, let me call you by your own right title once more. Sir Riven Murgatroyd, Baronet of Ruddigore. like 8 hours at the seaside.
My poor old friend, would there be more like you?
Ah, would they were indeed. But I bring you glad tidings. Your foster brother Richard Dauntless has returned from sea. His ship, the Tom Tit, rides yonder at anchor, and he is in his very village.
My beloved foster brother? No, it can't be.
It is even so. And see, he comes this way.
I shipped, do you see, in a revenue sloop, and off Cape Finisterre. A merchantman we see, a Frenchman going free, so we made for the bold Mount Sear, do you see, we made for the bold Mount Sear. But she proved to be a frigate and up with her ports in 532. It's coming from near, but we answered with a cheer, which paralyzed the Hollywood. Do you say, which paralyzed the Hollywood? Our captain be up, and he says he, that chap we need not fear. We can take her if we like, she's a sorry for a strike, but she's only a darn Mount Sear, do you see? She's only a darn Mount Sear. But to find a Frenchman loud, it's like hitting on his gown. It's a lubberly thing for to do. For we with all our faults, were sturdy British souls, but she's only a poor body boo. Do you say, why she's only a poor body boo? Then we up with our hand, we stunned for the breeze, and we gave some compassionating cheer. He answers with a shout as he sees us go about, which was grateful of the poor Mount Sear, to see, which is grateful of the poor Mount Sear. And I'll wager in their joy they kissed each other's cheeks, which is what them foreigners do. And they blessed the lucky stars who were hardy British stars, who had pity on a poor bonny boo. Do you see who had pity on a poor bonny boo?
Brother and very dearest friend, welcome home after 10 long years at sea. It is deeds such as yours that cause our flag to be loved and dreaded around the civilized world.
Oh, my lord, love ye, Rob! That's but a trifle to what we have done in the way of sparing life. But I believe I may say without exaggeration that the merciful little Tom Tit has spared more French frigates than any craft afloat. But tain't for a British seaman to brag, so I'll just stow me John tackle and belay. Vast heaving, messmate! What's brought you all a cockbill?
Alas, Dick, I love roast bay, but love in vain.
You love in vain? Come, that's too good. Why, you're a fine, strapping, muscular young fellow, tall and strong as a gallant mast, and taut as a forestay. And I, a barrow knight to boot, if all had their rights.
Hush, Richard, not a word about my true rank, which none here suspect. Yes, I know that few men are better calculated to win a woman's heart than I. I'm a fine fellow, Dick, and worthy any woman's love. Happy the girl who gets me, say I. But I'm shy, Dick, nervous, modest, retiring, diffident, and I cannot tell her. You have no idea the poor opinion I have of myself and how little I deserve it.
Robin, do you call to mind how years ago we swore that, come what might, we would always act upon our heart's dictates?
Aye, Dick, and I've always kept that oath. In doubt, difficulty, and danger, I've always asked my heart what I should do, and it has never failed me.
Right! Let your heart be your compass, and with a clear conscience for your binnacle light, you'll sail 10 miles of the bowline, clear rocks, shoals, and quicksands! Now, what does Miot say in this here difficult situation? Why, it says, Dick! It says! And it calls me Dick because it's known me from a babby. You ain't shy! You ain't modest! And speak you up for him as is. But Robin, me lad, just you lay me alongside, and once she's becalmed under my lee, I shall spin her a yarn that shall solve to fish you two together for life.
You do this for me? Can you, do you think? Yes, there's no false modesty about you. You're what I call bunctious self-assertiveness, and I mean that expression in its complimentary sense. I've already made you a bosun's mate, and it'll make you an admiral in time if you work it right, you dear old incompetent imposter. I'd give my right arm for 1/10 your modest assurance. My boy, you may take it from me, that of all the afflictions accursed, with which I'm entitled and hampered and addled and diffident nature's the worst. The clever as clever can be, a pretense in early romance, you must errant in something in glory or trumpeter, trust me, you haven't a chance. If you wish in this world to advance, though all merits you're bound to advance, you must errant in something in glory or trumpeter, trust me, you haven't a chance. Now take for example my case, I have a highly intelligent brain, in all London City there's no one so witty I've got so again and again. I have a highly intelligent face, my features cannot be denied, but whatever I try, sir, I feel certain why, sir?
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm modesty personified. If you wish in this world to advance, your merits you're bound to advance, you must errant in something in blood or trumpeter, trust me, you haven't a chance. As a poet I'm tender and quaint, I've a passionate fervor and grace, from Robin and Morris to Swinburne and Moore, save all of them take a back place. Then I sing and I play and I paint, no none are accomplished as I, to say so or treason, you ask me the reason?
No, I don't.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you did. I'm diffident, modest, and shy. If you wish in this world to advance, your merits you're bound to advance, you must errant in something in blow your own trumpeter, just be happy to chance. If you wish in this world to advance, your merits are bound to enhance, you must errant in something in blow your own trumpeter, just be happy to chance.
Thousand pities for such a poor opinion of himself. For a finer fellow, don't look. Well, I'll do me best for him. Bleed for him as if he were your own father. That's only hard to mock him to me just now. But here she comes. Steady, steady it is. Why, the Port Admiral. Why, she's a tight little craft. Come, come, Dick. She's not for you. And yet, she's fit to marry Lord Nelson. By the flag of old England, I can't look at her unmoved.
Sir, you are agitated.
Aye, lass, it's well said. I am agitated true enough. I'm took flight aback, me girl. But 'tis not, 'twill pass. This here heart of mine is remarking to me like anything. Question is, have I a right to disregard its promptings?
What can I do to relieve thy anguish? For it seemeth to me that thou art in sore trouble. This apple.
No, me lass, tain't that. I'm took flight aback. I never see anything like you in all me born days. Harbuckle me if you ain't the loveliest gal I've ever set me eyes on. There, can't say fairer than that, can I?
No, but is it meet that an utter stranger should thus express himself? Yes, always speak the truth.
I'd no thought of saying this to you on my own account, for, truth to tell, I was chartered by another. But when I see you, carded up and says it, Dick, you fell in love with me yourself. Tell her all, Dick, it says. And it calls me Dick because we was at school together.
How does a maiden deal with such a one? Keep no one in unnecessary suspense. Behold, I will not keep you in unnecessary suspense. accepting an offer of marriage, do so with an apparent hesitation.
I take you, but with a certain show of reluctance.
Avoid any appearance of eagerness, though you will bear in mind that I am far from anxious to do so.
A little show of emotion will not be misplaced. Pardon this tear.
Rose, you made me the happiest blue jacket in all England. I wouldn't switch places with the Admiral of the Fleet, no matter who he's a-hugging of at the present moment. But, oxen your pardon, miss. Might I be permitted to salute the flag I'm going to sail under?
An engaged young woman should not permit too many familiarities.
Once.
The battle's roar is over, oh my love. Embrace thy tender love, oh my love. From tempest welter, from war's alarms, oh give me shelter within your arms, oh give me shelter within those arms. Thy smiles alluring, from heartache curing, with peace enduring, oh my love, oh my love.
If heart was true and tender, oh my love, a life that can engender, oh my love, a trust and sighing with tears of pride, for joy from mine shall I be mine, for joy I'm dying shall I be mine, and
Shall live and die without a sigh of, without a sigh, my own, my love. And now and I, love, shall live and die, love, without a sigh, love. My own, my love.
Well, what news? Have you spoken to her?
Well, I have, so to speak, spoke to her.
And she refuses?
Why, no, I can't truly say she do.
Then she accepts, my darling!
Now, what should a maiden do when she is embraced by the wrong gentleman?
Belay me, lad, belay, you do not understand.
Sir, belay, I beseech you.
You see, it's like this. She accepts, but it's me.
You? Hold on a second. What does this mean?
You poor lad, my heart grieves for thee, but it's like this. As soon as I see her, and just as I was going to mention your name, my heart it up and says it, Dick, you fell in love with her yourself. Be honest and sailor-like, and don't stoke on her false colors. Take her, you dog, and with her, be blessed.
Hold your tongue! Go away! Go! Vulgar girls.
What could I do? I'm bound to obey my heart's dictates.
No, it's quite right. I don't mind, that is, not particularly, but it is disappointing, you know.
Oh, but sir, I knew not that thou wouldst seek me in wedlock, for in very truth I would not have hearkened unto this man. For he is but a lowly mariner, and very poor withal, whereas thou art a tiller of the land, and thou hast fat oxen, and many sheep and swine, and much corn and oil.
That's true, me lass, but it's done now, ain't it, Rob?
But still it may be that I should not be happy in my love, for I am passing young and little able to judge. Moreover, as to my character, I know not.
Nay, Rose, I'll answer for that. Dick has won thy heart fairly, broken-hearted as I am. I'll stand up for Dick through thick and thin.
Thank you, Leslie. Spoken true. Thank you, Rob.
Still, yet methinks I have heard that mariners are but worldly men and little prone to lead serious and thoughtful lives.
Well, what then? Admit that Dick is not a steady character, and that when he gets excited, he uses language that make your hair curl. But look at his good qualities. He's as nimble as a pony, and his hornpipe's the duck of the fleet.
But it may be that he drinketh strong waters, which do bemuse a man and make him even as the wild beasts of the desert.
Well, say he do, and I don't say he don't, for rum's his bane and never has been. He does drink, and I won't deny it. But look at his arms, tattooed to the shoulder. No, I won't hear a word against Dick.
But it may be that I heard that mariners are rarely true to whom they profess to love.
Granted, and I won't say Dick isn't as bad as any of them. You know you are, you dog. A devil of a fellow, an out-and-out Lothario. But what then? You can't have everything. And a better hand at turning in a dead-eye don't walk a deck. And what an accomplishment that is in a family man. No, I'll stick up for Dick through thick and thin.
Thank you, Rob. You're a true friend. I've acted according to me odds dictates. If orders as them, no man should ever disobey. Sailing o'er life's oceans wide, your first heart should be your guide. Summer sea and fleeting wind, just up and board, you'll surely find. My heart says to the maiden strike. She's captured you, she's just the sort of girl you like. You know you do. If I not met her heart today, I shall resign. That's what it says to me quite plain. This heart of mine, this heart of mine.
My heart says you've a prosperous lot, with acres wide. You mean to settle all you've got upon your bride. It don't pretend to shake the axe by word or sign. It merely states the simple facts. This heart of mine, this heart of mine.
10 minutes since my heart said white, it now says black. It then said left, it now says right. Heart soft and tack, I must obey its latest strain. You tell me so, what should it change its mind again? I let you know.
Sailing on the oceans wide, where a touch of heart should be your guide. But it is awkward when you find a heart that doesn't know it's mine. A heart that does not know it's mine. A heart that does not know it's mine.
Cheerily carols the lark over the cut. Merrily whistles the clerk, scratching a blot. But the lark and the clerk, I remark, comfort me not. the beach they'll reach nothing to me. And why? Who am I? Daft Madge, Crazy Meg, Mad Margaret, poor Peg. Mad, I guess very, but why, mystery, don't come. Shh. No crime, 'tis only that I'm lonely. That's all. To a garden full of posies cometh one to gather flowers, and he wanders through its bowers, toying with the wanton roses, the wanton roses, who uprising from their beds hold on high their shameless heads, with their pretty lips a-pouting, with their pretty lips a-pouting, never doubting, for with Cytherean roses he would gather aught but roses. In a nest of weeds and nettles lay a violet half hidden, hoping that his glance unbidden yet might fall upon her petals, upon her petals. Though she lived alone apart, humbly nestling at her heart, but alas, the cruel awaking, but alas, the cruel awaking set her little heart a-breaking, for he gathered for his posies only roses, only roses.
Tears. Can I do aught to soften my sorrow? This apple.
No. Tell me, are you mad?
No, that is, I think not.
That's well. So you don't love Sir Despard Murgatroyd? All mad girls love him. I love him. I'm poor Mad Margaret, Crazy Meg, Daft Meg.
Thou lovest the bad baronet of Ruddigore? Oh, horrible, too horrible.
You pity me? Then be my mother. The squirrel had a mother, but she drank, and the squirrel fled. Hush! They sing a brave song in our parts. It runs somewhat thus. The cat and the dog and the little puppy sat down in a... Oh, I forget what they sat down in, but so the song goes. Listen. I've come to pinch her.
Mercy, whom?
You mean who?
Nay, it is the accusative after the verb.
True. I have come to pinch Rose Maybud.
Rose Maybud?
I love him. He loved me once. But that is all gone. He gave me the Italian glance thus, and made me his. Now he will give her the Italian glance, and make her his, but that shall not be, for I will stamp on her, stamp on her, stamp on her. Did you ever kill anybody? No? Why not? I killed a fly this morning. It buzzed, and I would not have it. So it died. So shall she.
But I am Rose Maybud, and I will fain not die. You are Rose Maybud?
Yes, sweet Rose Maybud.
Strange. They told me she was beautiful. And he loves you. If I thought that, I would treat you as the auctioneer on my lady treated the ladybird. I would rend you asunder.
May be pacified, for I am betrothed to be wedded this very evening.
Swear me that. Come to a commissioner and put it on affidavit. I made an affidavit once. But it died. It died. It died. But see, they come, Sir Despard and his evil crew. They're all mad, quite mad.
What makes you think so?
They sing choruses in public. That's mad enough, I think. Go, hide away, they will seize you. Quite softly. Quite softly.
Tired of being a my relation. Floated and inflated away from the city. Charging some girls and preaching this world. The sudden transition is simply illusion. How Amarillas come flowing and fill us with sleep. For the moment are we slaves for the moment. The slaves are we.
Hoppers and hackers and choppers and shambles and drummers and drums and hedges and reapers and partners and keepers, but never a lover for me, but never a lover for me.
Common Marillas,
Rising breezy,
Phyllis,
overweight, so
when thoroughly tired of being a my relation. I thought it away from us tradition is simply illusion. Are we slaves for the moment? The slaves are we.
In my face, oh why am I husky and hoarse?
oh why,
The workings of conscience, of course.
fie,
Huskiness stands remorse.
oh why,
At least it does so in my case. When in crime one is lowly employed,
like you,
your expression gets warped and destroyed. It's a penalty few can avoid. I once was a nice-looking youth, but like stone from a strong catapult,
that's right,
I rushed in my terrible fall.
that's right,
Observe the unpleasant result.
not nice,
Indeed, I'm telling the truth. Oh, innocence, happy though born.
that's free,
If I had been virtuous, I'm sure
like me,
I should be as nice-looking as you're.
maybe,
Oh, very nice-looking indeed. Oh, innocence, listen in time.
we don't,
Avoid an existence of crime.
just so,
For you'll be as ugly as I. And now, if you please, we'll proceed. Poor children, how they loathe me. Me, whose hands are certainly steeped in infamy, but whose heart is as the heart of a little child. For what is a poor baronet to do when a whole picture gallery of ancestors step down from their frames and threaten him with an excruciating death if he but hesitate to commit his daily crime? But I am even with them. I get my crime over first thing every morning, and then for the rest of the day, I do good, I do good, I do good! 2 days since, I stole a child and built an orphan asylum. Yesterday, I robbed a bank and endowed a bishopric. Today, I carry off Rose Maybud and atone with a cathedral. This is what it is, to be the sport and toy of a picture gallery. But I will be bitterly revenged upon them. I will give them all to the nation, and nobody shall ever look upon their faces again.
Ask your honor's pardon, but
Observed. And by a mariner. What would you with me, fellow?
your honor, I'm a poor man o' war's men becalmed in the doldrums.
I don't know.
And I make so bold to ask your honor's advice. Does your honor know what it is to have a heart?
My honor knows what it is to have a complete apparatus for conducting the circulation of the blood through the veins and arteries of the human body.
Ah, but does your honor know what it is to have a heart that often looks you in the face and gives you one or death orders that it's life or death to disobey?
No. I have not a heart of that description, but I have a picture gallery that presumes to take that liberty.
Well, your honor, it's like this. Your honor had an elder brother
It had.
who should have inherited his title and with it, its cuss.
Ah, but he died a ribbon.
He didn't.
He did not.
He didn't. On the contrary, he lives in this here very village under the name of Robin O'Gapple. And he's a-going to marry Rose Maybud this very day.
Ribbon alive. And going to marry Rose Maybud? Can this be possible?
Now, the question I was going to ask your honor is, ought I to tell your honor this?
Well, I don't know. It's a delicate point. I think you ought, mind. I'm not sure, but I think so.
That's what me art says. It says Dick, it says. And it calls me Dick because it's entitled to take that liberty. That there young gal would recoil from him if she knowed who he really were. Ought you to stand off and on and let that there young gal take her false step and never let her fire a shot across her bows to bring her to? No! You did not ought, and I won't ought according.
Then you really feel yourself at liberty to tell me that my elder brother lives? That I may charge him with his cruel deceit and transfer to his shoulders the hideous thraldom under which I have labored for so many years? Free at last, free to live a blameless life and to die beloved and regretted by all who know
You understand?
I think I do, with ignorant cheek, essentially taking its neatly planned.
I think so too. I'll readily bet it to never return. For duty must be done.
The rule applies to everyone.
And painful though that duty be,
Shirk the task of
fiddle-dee-dee, shirk the task of fiddle-dee-dee, shirk the task, to shirk the task of fiddle-dee, 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 fiddle-dee-dee. Likewise the bride, the maidens are well related, and everything all shone to
Slash the bride, we're almost a pity the preaching of
for duty must be done.
rule applies to everyone, and painful though that duty be. Shirk the task of fiddle-dee-dee, shirk the task of fiddle-dee-dee.
Shirk the task, to shirk the task, so fiddle-dee, 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 fiddle-dee-dee.
Winter still is far away, far away. Not a fading fall, winter is the end of all. Every season, spring and summer, play for me. La 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 la.
In the springtime, seed is sown. In the summer, grass is grown. In the autumn, you may reap. Winter is the time for sleep. Winter is the time for sleep. Spring is
Spring and summer never quite
Autumn,
winter after all is best. After all, for la. Losing summer pleasure you, autumn I am winter too. Every season has its chill, life is lovely, all lies good. La 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 la
and bridegroom, ere you wed each other, I claim young Robin as my elder brother. His rightful title I have long enjoyed. I claim him as Rivenberg at Troy.
I would, if conscientiously I could, but I cannot. As pure and blameless peasant, I cannot, I regret, deny the truth unpleasant. I am that baronet. He is that baronet. But one completely rated, that baronet am I. That I am what he stated, I'll recklessly deny. Recklessly deny. When I'm at bad parts, I will tell taradiddles. Tell taradiddles, means a bad part. I play a bad part on the falsest of fiddles. Very false fiddles, I play a bad part. Until that takes place, I must be conscientious. So be conscientious until it takes place. Do with good graces to moral sententious. Moral sententious, I do with good grace. I do it for nature, as most sententious. When I am a bad part, I will tell taradiddles. On very false fiddles, I'll play a bad part. I'll play a bad part on the falsest of fiddles. I'll tell taradiddles, I'll play a bad part. When he's a bad part, he will tell taradiddles. On very false fiddles, I'll play a bad part. I'll play a bad part on the falsest of fiddles. I'll tell taradiddles. When he's a bad part, when he's a bad part, he will tell taradiddles. When he's a bad part, on very false fiddles, on very false fiddles, I'll play a bad part.
Who is the wretch who hath betrayed thee? Let him stand forth.
'Twas I. Hold my conscience made me withhold your wrath. Within this breast there beats a heart whose voice can't be gainsaid. It bade me thy true rank impart, and I at once obeyed. I knew 'twould blight thy budding fate. I knew 'twould cause the anguish great. But did I therefore hesitate? No, I at once obeyed. Peaceful heart, the flame above its faithful heart, immediately obeyed. And civic tranquility, what happy is he, and happy to Philly that gaze in your bride, happier than any upon your penny. A lover is wed, he embraces his bride.
Oh, happy the flowers that blossom in June, and happy the flowers that gain by the moon. What happy vows the man of the sun, folly repenting, his men of forgetting, his men romantic, means to repent.
Happy the balloons on the lake, like I see a possum that sits on a tree. When you come across them, they cannot compare with those who are wed, the desperate wed, and the best of good fare.
Rich is the tender who signing the deed, and rich is the lender that no one can read. But very much between the lots it must be that the person I'm making is personal sad. There's a person alluding to me.
Oh, happy really when kids by the beat, and shipping you really when happy is he. And happy the really when gaze in the park, and